Welcome. Welcome, everybody out there. Welcome to the Law, Your Money, and You. I'm Roberta Saphire, an attorney in Sharon, Massachusetts. Although right now I have to say I'm in Arizona.
Welcome. It's Camille Barron. I'm a financial organizer and a healthcare advisor. And I am in Sharon, Massachusetts. And today we have a young man who was with us once before, Roberta, and he was launching a brand new sports kind of business. And from what I'm seeing, he's been quite successful. So we have him here to give us an update on what's been going on.
Yes, and it gives us great pride and comfort and happiness. And he looks great. Tully Banta-Cain, and he's all decorated nicely. How are you, Tully? Tell us a little bit about yourself, although I'm sure a lot of people know a lot about you.
Oh man, thank you for that. Yeah, things are great. Glad to be able to come back on the show and give you guys some updates. But yeah.
Let me just interrupt you. I'm the interrupter. The last time you were on, we were talking about that you were going to start a beach football league, the first of its kind, and it was going to start up the following winter or year, and you have done it. So let's hear about it.
Yeah, we we were able to successfully launch a proof of concept event last year in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire, and it was a success. We had close to 1,500 people or more in attendance, and we brought out the local community, a lot of Patriot fans. The Patriots sponsored the event with Pat the Patriot, the cheerleaders, some fun prizes and inflatables for the kids. We had 5 former NFL players came to either coach, play, or commentate, from Kendrick Bourne, who's currently on the Patriots, to Max Lane, Ronnie Lepet, myself, and Jamie Collins, who was a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
You are too a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
That is right. That's right.
I got the rings. Where are the rings?
I know my rings actually are in California.
But
I wear them. I wear them right here in my heart at all times.
Well, that's nice. So you were the Patriots fans, and we in this area are Patriots fans. So
thank you. And so because of that event, we now have 8 events this year.
Wow!
Saw that all the way from Newport to. Well, will you tell us where? I know that it's all over.
Yeah, we're California. We're in Hermosa Beach, Los Angeles, San Diego, Santa Cruz, Northern California, where I'm from. And then we go to the southeast in Jacksonville, Florida. Then we go up east to Wildwood, New Jersey, Eagles country. And then we go to right here in New England, Newport, Rhode Island at Fort Adams. And then we'll follow up the tour with Hampton Beach again in July. So we're also on a to be determined date with Coney Island, New York. And then how many beaches are there on the planet?
I think there's a lot, aren't there?
Tell us about what your game and how the whole thing works. If I were a spectator,
who the players are too? Who the players?
Yeah, it's really simple. It's fun. The gameplay is really fast. We play 4 to score, so you only have 4 chances to score per drive, which makes it for a lot of more big plays attempts, because in regular football you're just trying to inch your way down the field, where in our game you got to try to score. And we don't have any kicking, so on 4th down you have to throw the ball into a net, like a soccer net, that's protected by a goalie. But if he catches the ball, he can run it the other way. So we have some other little nuances and hybrid things, like if you get a penalty, you're out for a play, meaning the team is down a player, like hockey does and like soccer does. So we have some cool little niches like that. Obviously, we're on the beach, and then we have a slew of NFL players that have committed to coach, play, commentate. Guys who came last year, like I said, Kendrick Bourne and Jamie Collins. We've also worked with Dexter McCluster. Bryant McKinney has agreed to play. Clinton Portis has agreed to play. The list goes on and on as far as Patriot guys. We have guys like Max Lane and Ronnie Lepet, Jonas Gray, Dion Branch. The list goes on and on of all my teammates, Lonnie Paxton, so many guys.
Are you going to allow women in there?
So I was just going to say, but as I was talking about Patriots,
Camille
we have a women's division. So if anyone wants to get out there and throw the rock around, she's more than welcome. We have flag and tackle for women, as well as we do a skills competition. We'll do like one-on-ones. So our attendees can, and our participants can try their luck on one-on-one competitions.
Wow.
How old is your regular group? And do they need certain qualifications, like for the real stuff? Although it's all real.
Well, this year we're doing tryouts. So it's open to the public. Anyone can come try out. We have, from age 11 to 17 for the youth side. But we do have clinics for kids that are even younger in camps on location. And then 17 and up can play in the adult professional side, whether it's flag or tackle. And it's open for anyone. We get a lot of guys that played college or even former NFL guys that are still looking to play. A lot of guys who maybe played in high school but didn't get on a college team yet, and they still are young and want to play and have a lot of athleticism. So there's a lot of opportunities.
What's young and what's too old?
Our last event, we had a 65-year-old guy come out and try out.
Really?
So we don't try to put a cap on anyone's abilities. But we do, it's a tryout, so we do evaluate and pick the best players.
When are you going to be in Newport, Rhode Island?
So that event will be June 14th and 15th.
Roberta, we should go.
Of this year. And there'll be a lot of elements to that event. I mean, it's a tryout, and there'll be games. We're also going to have some live performances, a lot of activations. The Patriots will be sponsoring the event with the Kids Zone activities. We'll have Patriot players on location. We'll be filming it and live streaming the event, so there'll be some ways to watch it from home if you can't make it. So that event will be fun. We're doing it right there in the fort. We're putting in about 1,300 tons of sand to build out a beach arena.
Nice. What does the actual when they're playing? Is it like a real football field?
Yeah, so it's a 50-yard field, so it's half the size of a regulation football field.
Yeah,
it's 8-on-8, so it's 3 less players on either side of the ball. And then we, like I said, on our penalty plays, it goes to 5-on-5. But yeah, it's a 50-yard field, really 40-yard field. We can play on some FIFA soccer fields, but our fields have a couple variables. But it's a 50-yard field in length, and then we have a 30-yard width, which is the same as like arena football.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Are you constantly reviewing the terms and things like that? Do you have like a committee?
Yeah, I mean, we have advisors, and we're constantly, I hate to say it, for lack of a better word, reshuffling the deck and, figuring out better and more innovative ways to approach the league and opening up all the possibilities for it. It's been fun to just see all the synergy. We just had an event at the Super Bowl in New Orleans called the Players Impact and Founders Live Pitch Competition. For former NFL players who are entrepreneurs to come out and pitch to a crowd of business professionals and successful entrepreneurs to pitch their ventures. And we were one of 5 that were selected to pitch, and we won the competition.
Congratulations.
So that was awesome, and we've been able to get some great connections from that. And talk about a team. We're all about team building and bringing in people who are interested in the BFL and can see themselves if they want to get into the sports world, whether it's journalism, media, finance, marketing. There's so many
Everything.
verticals that can be in sports, especially in professional sport. And we're doing it on the beach. So it's kind of like you're working while you're on vacation.
Yeah, that's great. Now, last year when you were on, you were talking about it and you mentioned the proof of concept. At that time, was there anything already done?
No, I mean we had done a proof
Good
of
question.
concept private event when the first idea first came to me, just to see what it looked like. So we put on a casting alert on Backstage to find athletes that would want to come out and be on a try out for this beach football league, and we essentially had them come out and just to see what it looked like.
Mm.
I had filmed a bunch of games between me and my friends playing, and we just wanted to get as much data to see what beach football looked like in an organized manner. But yeah, other than that, it was a lot of like stock footage and just trying. We didn't really have AI like we do now, even 4 years ago. So
You didn't even have a website then.
we
So
didn't really, yeah, we didn't have much visual that we could provide. So because of this last event, now people can see it.
yeah.
You can go to our website, you can see the action.
Yeah, I had our
Uh,
team go to your website and I mean, you wouldn't think that it was new. I mean, it's like just beautiful, beautiful website. Very
Thank you.
impressive. And didn't you start, wasn't it last February?
Well,
Wasn't,
we were going to launch an event in February last year, but we had to push it. And that's one thing as an entrepreneur in this business, event business, the calendar can creep up on you. And, we've learned to not force events and try to make sure that we have all our ducks in a row before we attack, because you don't want to get in a situation like Firefest. I don't know if you're familiar with
Oh,
that,
yeah.
where they put on
They're
this
going to do
event.
another one, by the way, Firefest
Yeah,
2.
but I think they would have saved themselves a lot of headache had they just rescheduled.
Yeah.
You know?
what happened with Firefest? I
There's no
don't know.
shame in rescheduling.
That
What
was
happened?
that was an event.
The
I forget
Bahamas.
who was running it, but it was going to be a really great weekend with music and all kinds of things. I forgot where it was. Do you remember?
Bahamas.
The Bahamas? And I forgot. Do you remember who ran it?
Well, it was a guy. His name was starts with the M. I can't. It was him, and he got a lot of influencers like Ja Rule and um, I believe FTX at the time was the big crypto company.
Yes.
Was
Yeah.
involved as a sponsor, I
Oh,
believe.
yeah.
But
And what happened to
essentially, they just the event went on, but a lot of the hospitality and like the food and a lot of the performers didn't show up. They were like the amenities were
Was
like
it the
not.
weather? Was it the weather that did them in or just themselves?
It was just the setup. They didn't secure the a lot of the setup that needed to be there. To like people were wanting certain VIP things that were like very under delivered.
Mhm.
So it was just a lot of things that people spent a lot of money and expected it to be this big VIP experience, and it was lackluster.
Yeah.
So that to us is like we are very diligent on what we do, and we know that we're a startup, so we don't try to put too much out there that we can't deliver.
I think you're doing great, though. You're
But thank
really
you.
doing wonderful. And that's thing, and you look terrific there. How many people are on, like, do you have a board of directors?
Yeah, so we have an advisory board made up of about 8 people right now. The main components of the core of the business is me and my co-founder Adam Cyril, who I'd love to have him on in the future when we can
Yeah.
maybe give you the next update. But he's been with me since the beginning. He's very versed in like the digital graphic.
Oh, that's great. Here, I thought you did it all by yourself.
Nah, I gotta, I would like to take all the credit, but
Yeah.
No, I
No,
definitely
you
think,
said you had some others too, the retired Patriot players. And so many people wanted to get in on this with you. It was,
yeah, it's been, it's been growing with a lot of guys who are willing to come out and help and support, whether it's just, being an ambassador or actually, getting invested or and sponsoring, getting involved in some of the business aspects, marketing. It's kind of designed for that. It's really a league that's for players, when they're retired or they're looking for something in the off season. This is another outlet for guys to do something in football that they're not really, if they want to play, they can, but they can also do a slew of other things.
it's interesting. The marketing is very important. One of my grandchildren, and I got 12 of them, it majored in marketing. And now she's getting her master's in marketing. I mean, when I went to college, I don't know, Camille had a marketing, I don't know if they called it marketing, but anyway, business administration. But it seems, and this is what's happening, they, during their breaks, they go and intern for different companies. Now, it might be a company like they had Shamrock Milk, but it also could be a time like yours, like Beach Football League. So, what's interesting, and they get all these students who are nothing else on their mind but marketing and promoting whatever company they're assigned to. And I was just thinking while you were talking and you said the word marketing, I think that would be great for students. All the different colleges, they all have a place. I mean, you could put it, maybe they've already done it, but you could put your thing in for marketing. Oh, we're interested in interns, marketing interns, this interns. But I think I'm just familiar with the marketing, but I know she goes to school in Wisconsin. She's done marketing for Procter and Gamble in Ohio, Shamrock Farms in Rhode Island, and other places. I mean, and you're all over too. Have you thought of that? Probably have they thought of that? Or it's a good
Oh,
idea, huh?
yeah, absolutely. We've talked to some universities about opening up a curriculum or an internship program for the students to dive in with the BFL and get some experience to put on their resume. We do have some interns now that went into an internship that we just recently opened up and got filled pretty quickly, and so now we are definitely looking at expanding the opportunities for
Yeah.
college students to if they're in the business, media, or marketing, communications world, especially with sports. And there's so many things happening around sports now. We're the new we're a new emerging league. So
And
we
a lot of them you don't have to pay either. You know what else is, I was thinking, I got from our show, like we had aspiring attorneys who are now attorneys, and they all pick they want to be sports attorneys. So the sports law is really something that they're into, and you got it. You got it all. And they don't even, most of them, they don't even get paid. But then you got the law, you got I mean, just in my limited access, we got the law, we got marketing, and they're all looking for that. They may not end up that way, but they start that way. That's sports. I mean, and you got it all. What do you have different people for the different things? Like you have a whole group? How do you keep track of everybody?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a building block process of putting the team together and getting in with the right people, whether it's marketing teams, PR teams, legal teams. Um, we've had a lot of conversations, and we've try to get as much free advice as we can, because these things, can add up. And I think for us, we've tried to align ourselves with the right representation and getting their network of clients that are in the same kind of ecosystem as us. That where they're if it's a sports firm, for example, where they're doing deals that deal with like sports related things, that's where we've looked at how we could utilize them for certain things. But then there's the entertainment law where we're an entertainment business as well. So there's other types of things. There's contract law. There's there's protections and IP and trademarks, licensing. There's so many different factions of law.
I'm looking at it, Camille, and I'm thinking of insurance.
Insurance. I mean, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's so many different factors when it comes to legal and making sure that we're protected and the beauty of where we're at now is we just do events. So the insurance, for example, we have liability waivers and we have event insurance.
Mhm.
The league will build out and we put players and coaches on salary and front office people. That's when you'll have more things that have to do with the
Did you
league.
say do you have them on salary now?
No, we're working
Oh.
as like a coalition right now of people that are working on sweat. We have like I said, me, myself, and my partner, and then we're lucky to have a lot of people that are either getting involved as like investors or I'm bootstrapping a lot of things myself, but it's been leaning on other people that have some experience in this space. And really the business, as you would think, is complex. It's not that simple not that complicated of a concept.
Mhm.
It's putting on I've been putting on camps and working with kids and playing football pretty much like my whole life. So this is really a second nature thing to put on an event on the beach. But now what happens is, and what you're talking about, I get overwhelmed sometimes with some of the stuff that's happening and all the magnetism of people excited. So we are building out our team and advisory boards and staff as we speak.
Let me ask you this. One of the things we do on this program is feature entrepreneurs and new businesses that they started. So compared to what you were when we last spoke, obviously you built out something wonderful. Can you just sort of give the concept of where you started and what were the major things, the major factors that you had to think about and put into place to get to where you are now? So you mentioned the law, for instance, legal issues, there's marketing issues. Can you just explain a little bit about how you got that group of expertise into your forum there?
Yeah, great question. It was a lot of when we were putting this thing together conceptually before the proof of concept. The most important thing for us was being first. Googling what other beach football leagues were out there was the first step, and making sure we're not competing with familiar territory. And that was what made it exciting, is because we saw we were the only ones in the space. So we immediately trademarked the logo, got our protections in place, put a bunch of press out there that the Beach Football League is coming. I reached out to a lot of players to make sure that they would get involved and help draw attention. And so I would say those are the two big components, other than the fact that the NFL season and football is over after the Super Bowl until August.
Yeah.
So we saw that that's a big opportunity and a big void in the schedule to do something new, fresh, with something that people are, having to wait till August for. People are going to a depression after football. So to have something to give people in a mental healthy place like the beach, with the game that they love, we knew we had something special, but that was really the three big components that we wanted.
Can you say that you're affiliated, like like say you're affiliated, you got a lot of Patriots there. Can you be affiliated like with the National Football League? Like I
Well,
know,
yeah, I mean that's been to
can they
us
adopt you?
an inevitable crossing of the roads because we are using NFL players. We are establishing ourselves as a league, and the NFL, for the most part, has partnered with emerging leagues like the CFL, like the XFL. A lot of arena football teams have partnerships with the NFL. I've been in conversation with a lot of NFL execs about this, so yeah, I think there's a lot of things that we want to intersect and eventually partner with the NFL. The one side is the Players Association is as a charitable organization as well as the NFL. So we are a for-profit right now, but we want to tie in a lot of nonprofit charities. So we do think the NFL would be a great partner in assisting, similar to what us having the Patriots being able to sponsor our event. That's really for as a charitable aspect by them to do something for the kids in the local community. So
And you also had to get people, you had to get donations. You had to have some funding when you started up, right?
Right.
How did you get those funds?
A lot of it was first putting the awareness out there that we're doing this. More specifically securing the location and having a date that we can market and promote. And then adding some celebrity names and some other cool components to the event to get people excited. Going to local media, radio, you guys, talking to, putting the word out there, and then sponsors, they magnetize to new exciting events that they can get that have eyes on them.
This
So that's
is a
kind of how we
new
do it.
exciting event. We have about a minute left, but I was also going to suggest to you, it's funny, things that I think of, but what you could do, because in fact, where was it? Oh, in Arizona, you can always learn, but I think if you haven't looked into it, I'm wondering if you should also have a nonprofit. So in other words, have the two. We ran into somebody, they're going to be on the show soon, where you have two companies. One's your for-profit and the other is your nonprofit. And as a nonprofit, you can really get a lot done to encourage your for-profit. You can hire people, and there's so much open. If you ought to look into that too if you haven't. But I mean, it's a dual. But anyway, with that, I think this is so exciting. You look so great. And I'm going to let Camille close up.
Yes, this really has been motivating. And we're very impressed with how you made this happen.
Yeah, you're wonderful.
I'd like to say to our viewers, if you have a concept like this, no matter what it is, it doesn't have to be sports. We urge you to go through and follow through on it because it is possible. And meanwhile, if you have any questions for Tully, we'd be happy to relay them for you. Just send us an email.
Yeah, and Tully, tell them how to contact you.
Sure. You can contact me at tbc@beachfootballleague.com. You can also follow me on social media at Tully Banta-Cain or Facebook. And you can follow us on BFL USA on social media and go to our website, beachfootballleague.com, for all new updates, registrations, you name it. We have everything there for you. So
great.
Fantastic. And Camille also, like Camille said, you can contact us and we'll forward it. This is wonderful. We will keep in touch. You'll probably see us in June.
Right. And to our viewers, once again, whether it's this or any other idea, we urge you, if you have other ideas for the show or any questions or feedback, please let us know, because remember, this is your show, the law, your money, and you.